Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Eddie Hearns is trying to put together a card with Alexander Usyk versus Alexander Povetkin and Kell Brook. Jesse Vargas, stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working now. This is news to some. We talked about it on my channel that Kell Brook and Jesse Vargas agreed. But another addition is Usyk moving up? Now, there was speculation. I talked about it a bit. After he beat Tony Bellew, there was speculation that he was going to move up. You know, they listed some names like Povetkin, Luis King Kong Ortiz, and, you know, Dillian White or somebody else as a potential foe. Now, you know, the thing, I feel bad for Luis King Kong Ortiz because people just use his name loosely. And it doesn't look like, I'm not saying Usyk wouldn't fight Ortiz, I don't know. But, you know, Eddie Hearns was mentioning that this was an opponent. And now, according to ESPN, it's looking like Alexander Usyk would make his heavyweight debut against Alexander Povetkin, who's coming off of a stoppage loss to Anthony Joshua. So that's a big difference. And, you know, people keep dropping Luis King Kong Ortiz's name. You know, Joe Joyce said he wants to fight him, but not yet. You know, he wants to fight him in a couple fights. Cool. You know, he's newer in his pro career. Joshua mentioned him on Dazn, you know, and then now he's fighting Gerald Big Baby Miller. It's already been announced, even though Luis Ortiz is main evented in New York where Joshua is fighting Miller, and he's main evented in big fights. Luis Ortiz has, whereas Miller hasn't, you know, in New York. Luis Ortiz was with Deontay Wilder for a title fight, and he also fought Brian Jennings on the East Coast, I believe in New York too, you know. And long story short, his name keeps getting dropped, but it doesn't look like people are trying to make that fight, you know, which is a backhanded compliment to how good Luis Ortiz is. Anyway, you guys see the ESPN article, link in the description. Dan Raphael says Matchroom boxing fighters Alexander Usyk, Kell Brook headed to the United States for next fights. Unified heavyweight world title holder AJ isn't the only significant Matchroom boxing fighter headed to the US for his next bout. Also on the way are undisputed cruiserweight world champ and consensus 2018 fighter of the year Usyk and former welterweight Kell Brook. Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn told ESPN on Friday. The American debut of Joshua, British superstar, was made official. Yada yada yada. Against Gerald Miller. Hearn said he is making plans for both Usyk and Brook to come stateside for significant fights that would be streamed by Dazn. Hearn said he is working on Usyk versus Alexander Povetkin and Brook against Jesse Vargas. Hearn said May 18th is the target date, with Chicago as a possible location for the Southpaw Usyk of Ukraine. He's 32 to face Povetkin, 39 of Russia, in a fight that would mark Usyk's official entrance into the heavyweight division. Right? And then Hearn said he is also hoping to finalize the fight between Brook and Vargas. Weight to be determined, but between 147 and 150 pounds for either late May or early June at a location on the West Coast to be determined. Brook, 32 of England, has won 2 fights in a row against lesser opposition since losing 2 fights in a row by 5th round knockout to Golovkin, and then also he lost to Spence. Now, for the full write-up, you guys can take a listen or a look at it. It's in the description. I want to give my thoughts. You know, it's all right. I thought they were going to try to do it on a double header. I think that would be a little bit better. You know, I don't know, man. Canelo seems to be the man at Dazn. You know, he's just, his events seem to get more buzz than the ones that Eddie Hearns is putting together. We'll have to see how Gerald Miller and AJ does. But Usyk versus Povetkin, it's cool. You know, it's all right. You know, I'm not mad at Usyk. He just was fighter of the year, a lot of people thought, and he was undisputed. You know, he's fighting a gold medalist and a puncher. The only downside is that gold medalist and puncher just got knocked out, so he's coming off a stoppage knockout. Now, the thing I guess that makes it intriguing is merely the weight jump, you know, but in terms of momentum, you know, Povetkin is almost 40, he's pushing 40, and he was stopped in his last fight. So, you know, it would be different maybe if Povetkin hadn't fought Joshua. I would say it'd probably be a tougher fight, but I thought Povetkin was thinking about retiring after he lost to Joshua, and then he changed his mind. So, you know, just really with the weight jump, it makes it interesting. If Usyk had a couple fights, then he would easily be the favorite, but Povetkin has power, even though he's coming off a stoppage. So, you know, that's cool. But at the end of the day, here's the other issue. May 18th is a potential date for Wilder versus Tyson Fury too. So if we're talking about the heavyweight division, and one's in Chicago and then one's in New York on the same night, I don't think that would be a good look, you know, because in terms of heavyweight action, the fans that can make it and the fans watching around the world, what do you think they're going to be watching? Usyk versus Povetkin, who again just came off of a loss by stoppage, or Wilder versus Fury 2, when they had that Undertaker shit and the first fight was an instant classic. So I don't know. We have to wait to see when Wilder Fury 2 gets announced, maybe even next week, to see what date they decided. But if it's gonna have to compete, then I don't know how good of a look that will be in terms of the heavyweight division. I mean, it's cool for fans to get to see 2 heavyweight fights in one night, but you know, those split site things were 2 different promoters. You know, one's gonna get outshined, and in my opinion, it would be Usyk versus Povetkin if it's on the same night as Wilder Fury. As far as Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas, they were already supposed to happen to fight a little while ago, and it fell apart. Kell Brook ended up fighting and losing his undefeated record to Triple G, and Jesse Vargas went on to, who did Jesse Vargas fight? I don't know. After the Kell Brook fought, maybe he fought Pacquiao or something, because he ended up losing anyway and lost his title. So that's solid. But Jesse Vargas is coming off 2 draws, one to Adrian Broner and then another one to Thomas Delorme. You know, I don't know what weight they're gonna do. Maybe even a catch weight, it sounds like. Kell Brook didn't really look too great in his last fight versus Michael Zarafa. So let me know what you guys think of this news. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.